Welcome back to the live replay, everyone. Today is February 4th, and we're going to be continuing on with Kristine's bullet journal. Let me just get everything set up on my iPad here. Welcome here, you guys. I am just setting up. Hey, Tina. Thanks for joining. How's everyone doing today? Alrighty. Get my iPad ready. Okay, I think we're good to go. Why don't I give you guys a flip through, show you where we're at, and then we'll jump in and keep working on July. Hey, Anahi. Good to see ya. Alright, let me take a quick sip of my tea. That's hot. Alright. So January, we've got this little snowflake theme. I know, Nahi, this is one of my favorites too in this journal. Hey, Nicole. We've got, her title, her cleaning tracker, 2-page calendar with a section for notes. And then these are the weekly spreads that we did for January. We're doing well, Sherry. My boys are still under the weather, which it was a very grumpy day for my 1.5-year-old and a very mellow day for my 3-year-old. He spent most of the day just on the couch looking at books, talking, building blocks, but none of his usual craziness. Usually he's more into the gross motor play with tackling and hockey and all of that, and there was none of that today. So here's February. Prompt was Brown Tabby, and it was her birthday month, so that's what we did. But yeah, they're definitely, my younger one got sick first, and he's definitely on the upswing, I would say. He's not coughing as much, but he was pretty grumpy today. And my older one he just kind of veggies when he's feeling this type of sickness. They're not throwing up or anything, they're just snotty and coughy. March, we have our Easter theme. Thanks, Sherry. And then April, oh, hey, Stephanie. Thank you, Mary, for the badges and stuff. Or what is that? Oh, for the heart me. Nice, thank you very much. For April, we did her dog, a Rottweiler, puddles, and muddy paw prints. For May, we did this library and iced coffee theme. That was the prompt. So again, title page, cleaning tracker, 2-page calendar, and then these are the weeklies for May. And then for June, this washi tape isn't, I wonder if this washi tape is getting old because it's not that sticky. Oh no, Brianna. Yikes. Yeah, I've only got 2 so far, and it's not fun when they're sick. I can imagine 4 would be a doozy. There's our baseball theme for June, and the weekly spreads. And then we just started July at the end of yesterday's live stream, so all that we did was the title. This title page definitely took longer than many title pages just because every nook and cranny is completely covered in designs. But yeah, we're gonna keep going with the monthly spreads here. Dive into the cleaning tracker and then the calendar. Thanks, you guys. Hey, Verlena. Oh, nice. I'm glad you guys like it. I've done a few 4th of July themes in my time for custom bullet journals, but of course, as a Canadian, I've never done one for myself, but this one turned out pretty fun. Probably my favorite one that I've ever done. Thanks, Amanda. Alex, thank you. Yeah, this has been a fun one. The last custom, yeah, I'm trying to think. I think the last custom did take longer, but I think it's because I launched my empty journals in the middle of that. And at that time I was still doing free name pages, so every journal got a name page. And that took a long time to get through. So I think that's why that one ended up taking me almost twice as long as usual, because I was doing name pages for every single journal order as people would order. So we could never make it through, you know, alive without having to pause to pack like 4 or 5 orders, which takes a long time when you're doing name pages for every single one. And charms, I think I was actually doing both for free at that point. I think I only made that an add-on with the pre-made journals. Or maybe I did a little bit earlier than pre-made journals, I don't remember. But yeah, that was a busy season for sure when we were finishing up our last custom for Ivy. Hey Janice, thanks for coming. No, not long at all. This is the first page we're doing. I've been here for about 10 minutes. We are just getting started. Oh yes, I can show you, Janice. So you said you missed April and May, and then what's the theme for June? April we did her dog in the spring. Rottweiler, puddles, muddy paw prints, that kind of stuff. For May, the prompt was library and iced coffee. For June, the prompt was baseball. Her son plays baseball in June. So that's what this team is for, or this month is for, this theme. And then July, obviously, is 4th of July. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna have to give this white gel pen a second to sit, but that will be perfect timing for us to choose a calendar layout for this month. So, you know, I usually do one of two options for the calendar layout. So if there's a moderator available, you can feel free to start a poll whenever. It doesn't take long to explain these two options. So yeah, the first option is like you see here in January, where we use one of the colors to do a full outline around the calendar, and then each date is just written into a colored dot. That's option number one. And then option number two is using a black marker to do just a partial outline, and then the dates are written onto a highlight. So those are the two options. We just need a 2-option poll, that's it. So option one is using a colored marker for a full outline, dates go on a highlighted dot, versus option two being use a black pen for just a partial outline and the dates go onto a highlighted row. And remember, we're going to be using these colors, this theme. Sometimes that plays a part in which one we think would look better. So with these colors, do we think option one with the full border and the dots, or option two with just the partial border and the highlights would be a better fit? You can let me know by voting in that little blue and white poll right up there. And I'm gonna pull up my calendar app on my iPad and find July. Oh yes, we passed the halfway point here. July of 2027. May and June, I can show it quick, yes. May was library and iced coffee. I'm just gonna do a quick version because I just flipped through these. And then June was baseball. Was it actually a tie? Oh, option one just barely won. 50.88% for option one and 49.12 for option two. Barely. Okay, so maybe we'll use the darker blue for the outline and then red and blue for the dots. Or should we use a different color for the outline other than one of the blues? Thanks, Sarah. Maybe I'll just use the dark blue for that outline. Hey, Hanel, I'm doing well. How are you? All right, and July, we just need 3 days on the top row here. So that means only one on this side of the page. And then the bottom row will be maxed out. Thanks, Jack. Jacqueline, that's funny. I used to do only option two, like that's just how I would do all of my calendars in custom bullet journals. But now I find myself often liking option one better, but in this case, yeah, it would have been like the whole striped thing, like the flag, that makes sense. But I feel like either worked in this theme. Oh, I did make that one too high. 36. Oh, whoops. Alrighty. I made that a touch too high, so I'm gonna cover it with a coat of white gel pen now and another coat later, and we should be good to go. So I'm gonna put the dates on in just a sec, and while we're doing that, you guys can let me know if you have ideas for surrounding the calendar. So what we need is we need a title, we need a notes box, and then some kind of doodles. So again, if you're here often, you know the drill. It's nice if you can be as specific as possible so that I can actually picture what you're saying instead of just, you know, one word that I won't really understand exactly what you mean. But if you have an idea for the title, you can say like what kind of font or like colors, placement, whatever. And we really leaned into the fireworks for the title page, but Kristine did say that it doesn't need to be like just a 4th of July fireworks theme. We can do other 4th of July elements as well. So we had some cute pictures saved from Pinterest with like flag patterned like ice cream cone or sunglasses or balloon animals or like, you know, things like that in themselves aren't necessarily 4th of July. But if you use the right colors and patterns, they look like it. So we could do something like that too. You guys do think of those popsicles, hey? Yeah, I remember those showing up on Pinterest, which we have them here in Canada too, but I didn't know that they were like associated with 4th in any way. All right, let me read through some of your ideas here because most of them I didn't see because I was looking down. Sideways rocket with the month written in, that's cute. American flag. Blanket with a fringe for watching fireworks. Pinwheels. And popsicles. Okay, let's see what you guys think of the popsicles. Okay, I don't know what are rocket pops. Are those the same popsicles you guys have been talking about? And same with bomb pop. Is that the same thing or is that different? All these pops are foreign to me. Oh, they're the same. Okay. Oh, they're all the same. Okay, okay. Good to know. So we seem to be pretty set on that idea for the notes box. So wait, is Kristine here? Kristine, if you're here, let us know. If not, would you guys like if this was your journal, would you like writing on darker colors like red and blue? Because I know it's doable, obviously, I just wrote the dates onto them, but I usually don't give people like a filled notes box with a color that's not like a pastel. You know, I usually do that like with colors that are this light, yes, no problem. But for this, I would not normally do that for someone's journal. Too dark. So yeah, that's what I would default to. is thinking, no, that's probably too dark. Like if it's something that I'm writing on, that's totally fine. But for them to write on, I usually just do like, if it's going to be filled, it's going to be pastel kind of thing. Stick with like, okay, so then not the popsicle for the notes box. Because that's what I was getting at first, was that you guys wanted the popsicle to be the notes box. That's what I thought you meant. Okay, wait, gray colors for what here? I don't need to do a solid fill box. I just thought that you meant that the popsicle would be the notes box. That's why I'm talking about a solid fill. Okay. So I don't know if a muted, like, because muted red, I would just end up doing pink. And I feel like that would look kind of silly maybe with this theme, because it wouldn't really match the theme, you know what I mean? Let me see. I like the popsicle thing. Yeah, pink would clash, I think. Oh, the theme? Yes, let me show you the theme for those who are just popping in. This is the theme. We're trying to decide how to do the heading, how to do a notes box. So, however, the theme doesn't need to be just like, we went heavy on the fireworks on this page, but it can be anything 4th of July as we keep moving forward here. So we could do, yeah, I agree. Popsicles is not the best idea for the notes box, but it is a cute doodle. What if we do, like, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking now, Ashley, is what if we do July up here in color changing calligraphy, and then maybe have like a bunting hanging here with little like flag triangles hanging down, and then just have a notes box be pretty normal, but we could have like a related doodle down here in the corner if we wanted like a firework or a popsicle or something. I would love to use the popsicles somewhere. It doesn't have to be this page though, it could be on a weekly spread. But I think that's what I'm gonna just kind of start doing here, because I want to start doing something. So let's do J. I want to be able to squeeze the Y in before the calendar starts. Like the part that's going to drop down. And then we can curl it up there. All right, July. Okay, and then for the bunting, I'm thinking triangles alternating, red with stripes and then blue with stars, red with stripes, blue with stars. Does that sound good for a bunting? Oh yes, I can show how June turned out in just a sec. Just let me, I want to just lock in to finish the lettering here. Okay, sounds good. Let's do that then. All right, let me show you how June ended up. So June was the baseball theme. Title, cleaning tracker, here's our calendar, notes, and then these are the weekly spreads that we did for June. We have like a scoreboard here showing what week it is, and then assorted doodles kind of cycling through. And then now we're into July. Okay, so let me do that bunting now. I'm gonna use a black marker. Thanks for the follow, Erica. To do, just have it kind of hanging from the top here. do red, leave a space for blue, another red. Thank you for the follow, pretty blue eyes. Thanks for following, you guys. Welcome here. Glad you were able to find us. All right, now, do we want to add another doodle down in the corner here or just have full notes box? I know I need to add a bunch of white gel pen yet to make this page look like anything, but that's what I'm trying to decide is should we do another doodle down in the corner or just fill the rest of the page with notes? Why is this one a dud? I've never had a, I mean, it's not a complete dud, but it just isn't as juicy as my other ones. All of my Languos have been so good. Full notes for now. Okay, I might just do the notes thing then, and then we have lots of doodle ideas for future weekly spreads though, which is good. All right, we'll do some stripes and then some stars. Can make some stripes, but no, I thought I could make it thicker, but this one's glitching out on me a little bit too. Your white pen is not juicy, Lizette? Aw, I'm sorry. My Languos, I have not had a Languo fail me yet until this one is not like super, but it's still juicier than other brands I've tried, but it's not as good as some of my other ones. Like as my other Languos, I mean. Oh, nice. Hey, Kenzie. Okay, I want to thicken these up, but I don't want to smear the fresher designs that are right beside them. Alrighty. Started just about half an hour ago, Lacey. Alrighty, so let's add in our notes box and then I think we'll be ready to move on. Thinking I'll just do notes and then some highlights or something. Okay, so if I started about half an hour ago, that means in another half hour, I need to make sure to actually look up at my phone and check for the puzzle piece because it often shows up close to the 1 hour mark. And it got us yesterday. So it might try to catch us again. The puzzle piece, Kenzie, is just TikTok's way of making sure that you are human and that you're present on the live. So it will give you a puzzle piece to swipe, kind of like one of those prove that you're not a robot tests. But if you don't do it in 5 minutes, it shuts down your live. And because my phone is always above my head to get this overhead shot, I don't see it. So then we miss it and it ends our live. Sometimes I get lucky and see it because I'll be like craning up there to look at poll results or something, or I'll stand up to grab a journal for someone and I'll see it there, but it's not in a very easily visible spot for me. All right, calendar page is done. So we are on to March's weekly layout, which is going to be this one. So I need to remember the spacing that I did here because this is not a normal one for me. Okay, so 7 centimeters down is where I started it. And then, how did I measure this part? Yeah, I guess maybe that's what I'll do. And how many weeks do we need? I believe in June we went till July 3rd. So we just need a full 4 weeks. Stick a little mirror to my and then look at the ceiling. It's not actually like above my head, it's just like level with my head, so I kind of have to like sit up high to look at it, but it's not naturally in my plane of sight, you know? Okay, that's dry. Let's get going with the spacing here. So we need 4 weeklies, yes. 7 centimeters down, 7 centimeters up. Okay, that was 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. All right, and then we'll do. Alrighty. Now, do we want to bring in black for outlining the boxes? Let me show you what we did in March. In March we used black, but only because that's what we had done kind of for the borders to fit very, you know, it was a critical part of the theme to do the whole black to white. I normally don't use a whole lot of black for outlining like that, but I don't know if we want to outline everything in blue because then our whole page is going to have a lot of blue. But yeah, we could do black. We could do a light gray or a dark gray or blue. Any thoughts on? So yeah, it's this same weekly layout, but with this theme applied. So I would either use the darkest blue here or a black or like a light gray. Like we could just use this gray. I've done that before. I feel like it looks fine. Or we could do a dark gray, which just hasn't shown itself in this theme yet, but it could if we wanted it to. I'm sorry, I'm not going to add yellow for a 4th of July theme. You know, I'm team yellow. Yellow's my favorite color, but this just isn't the time or place. I'm sorry. Light gray, light, okay. Let's see here. Feeling like we could try the light gray. Pole, okay, fine, we'll do a pole. Fine, fine, fine. I always try to ride the line between not doing so many polls that it's boring, but doing enough polls that we can like work together to make decisions. So option 1, the poll's already started. Option 1 is going to be black outline. Option 2 is the dark blue. Option 3 is a dark gray. And then option 4 is a light gray. And that's going to be the outline color of the weekly or like the daily boxes on our weekly spread. So option 1, 2, 3, or 4. I started the live about half an hour ago. Go ahead and cast your votes in the poll. So again, this is the theme. We're using this weekly layout, but applying this theme to it. So I'm trying to choose. Here we outlined in black, but I often don't outline in black. So I wanted to have some other options too. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. Thanks, Eve. Sardine prints everywhere. Nice. Option 3. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Let's lock it in. Option 3, and I'm gonna go rounded corners. I know in March we did not do rounded corners, but that's because we didn't do rounded corners on the calendar and on the title page border. But here we did do rounded corners on the calendar, so I'm gonna keep that style consistent. Hey, Phoenix. Give me anxiety. Yeah. I feel like you just gotta lower your expectations and then do it a lot, and then you can just go fast and not screw up too often. I do screw up sometimes, but I don't think I screw up any more than I would if I went slower. And then I'd just be slower, and I can't really tolerate that kind of thing, so. This is the better option for me. One more. Now, I don't remember how I split the, let's see, where did I split this? Oh yeah, 5 dots up from the bottom row there. Okay, perfect. The song is called Daydreaming. It's on YouTube. It's just royalty free and plays for hours on end. So that's what we were. Sorry, Mom. What do you do if you mess up? It really depends on what kind of mistake it is. Like if it's really small, I'll just cover it with white gel pen. If it can be covered by something or turned into something different, that's my first line of defense. But if it's bigger and I need to like fully do a full reset, then I will just paste journal paper on top of the mistake, like match up the dot grid so that it's not too noticeable, and then paste that on top. Oh, the theme, sorry, Phoenix, 4th of July. That is the theme, and I can show you the cover page in a sec. I just want to keep rolling here with my spacing. All right, yes, let me show you the theme. Oh, thanks, Shelby. Welcome here. Theme for this month is 4th of July. We have done the title page, cleaning tracker, calendar spread, and now we're working on the weeklies. So far, as you can see, all that we've done is set up the boxes here. And I'm gonna go ahead and start numbering these. Now let me remember, we're starting with the 4th. Oh, that's fitting. We're starting with the 4th, right? Is that right? Pretty sure we went to the 3rd at the end of June. Yes. All right, starting with 4th, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thanks for the follow, Alexis. Yes, I can totally show the themes. I'm just going to finish these numbers so that I don't lose my place, and then I can show you a flip through of all the themes. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Thanks for the follow, Haley. 17. And then 18. I always just try to check and make sure that I'm still on track at the beginning of each week, because I have messed up the dates more than once. Not in this journal, but in the past. 2. All right, thanks for the follows, you guys. Let me show you the themes up until this point. So this is Kristine's custom order. She ordered way in advance. So this is a 2027 full 12-month journal. So we're about halfway through at this point. For January, she requested a snowflake theme, and this is what we came up with. And then for February, it was her birthday month. She requested a brown tabby cat theme because she has a brown tabby cat. So we combined those two things to come up with this. March, she requested an Easter theme with an emphasis on the cross, the resurrection, all of that. So we did a lot of the brown craft paper, white gel pen turning into black pen. That was fun. And then April, the prompt was her dog, which is Rottweiler, puddles, and muddy paw prints. So that's what we did here. Thanks for the follow, Kat, fellow Canadian. I love how the April weeklies turned out. May, the prompt was library and iced coffee. So that's what we did here with a bit more of a subdued color palette. Thanks for the follow, Tracy, Erin. I appreciate all of the support. June, the prompt was baseball. Her son plays baseball in June. So that's what we've got here. So I only take one order at a time, and it usually takes about a month and a half for me to get to the point of taking my next order. So I'll probably have another spot available in about 3 weeks. I announce it on Instagram, and when that gets announced, it is first come, first serve when that spot does open, because I only take one at a time. I don't do a wait list or anything. So yes, they are also, I just want to be transparent because so many people want one and then they realize, oh, actually it makes sense because she pours hours and hours into this. They would be pricey. Yes, these are multiple hundreds. For most people, this is probably the better fit. It's my like pre-made journal, so it's all still completely hand-drawn, but you get to color it and then use it as a planner. So I'll just show you this because it's 1/10 of the price and available all the time. So for most people, this is where I try to direct them because I only take about 8 custom spots in a whole year. But yeah, so it starts off like this, gray letters, little doodles to color, and then you just color it in and turn it into the spread. So it's still fairly personalizable, customizable, whatever. Like there's a blank page every month that you can use for whatever extras you might need. There's also blank boxes scattered throughout for you to use for whatever extra stuff you might need. So it still has a certain level of flexibility, and you can choose personalized details like your charms, your cover design, and then a name page, which can be something more like this. But yeah, that's the most common option, is to go that route. But yeah, these are my custom journals, which I do one at a time, and we're currently working on Kristine's here. I think we started this about 2.5 weeks ago. So we're about halfway through. Yeah, 2 weeks and 2 days, I guess, because we started on a Monday. The custom is about $500 for a full year, but yeah, it depends how many months you want. If you use a discount code, what currency you're talking about, but roughly 500 USD for a 12-month, whereas the pre-made ones that I just showed you are 50. And with any products in my shop, you can use the discount code livestream and you'll get 10% off as well. All right, you guys, what should I do with the top left? We need a title and doodles there, and then a notes section here. I still need to do my stamping, so I'm not in a rush, but we can just start brainstorming what kinds of 4th of July things we want to put there and what sort of lettering and all that. Let me see here. So yeah, whoever orders the journal can choose when they want it to start. I always recommend about a 4-month buffer period, just so that I have plenty of time to finish your journal, film some content with it. Even if there's minor shipping issues, you know, it won't hold you up. So I do recommend a 4-month buffer, but you can choose when you want it to start if you order a custom like this. All right, let's stamp on the days of the week. Okay, I want to show you, you guys keep saying food, and I'm not opposed to food, but I just want to show you some of the doodles that we had saved that I know Kristine was on board with, because she's not here today. But so fireworks obviously is what she wanted us to focus on for the title page, but then we saved like some stuff like this where it's just not necessarily even like well, that one is 4th of July specific. I was thinking this, where it's not even like 4th of July specific doodles, but just with the colors and patterns. So like it doesn't need to be, you know, things that you eat on 4th of July. It can be anything with that sort of vibe, you know? When I was searching, I was kind of looking for, like, I'm a Canadian, so yeah, we don't do 4th of July, but I always love seeing the TikTok videos of like people's 4th of July nails, because they get so creative with like the little designs that they put on their nails. So I kind of had that vibe in mind when I was looking for like doodles that we could use. I know, the balloon dog was so cute, hey? Okay, yeah, popsicles definitely is gonna go somewhere. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of doodle ideas. I guess what I'm looking for more is like composition ideas. Like, you know, should we do color changing calligraphy in the top part here like we did on the calendar, and then have like a couple small doodles beside it? Or like, you know, saying a doodle is helpful, but we need the bigger picture here for like what the composition is going to be like, you know? I've got plenty of doodle ideas saved in my photos. I just need to figure out how to compose it, which I know is hard to describe in a comment. So thank you for for doing that for me. Oh, somebody said bubble letters with red stripe. That actually, we could do like alternating red and blue bubble letters with stripes on the red and stars on the blue in our white gel pen. We could do that kind of thing. That would be cute. And then just have kind of the font be the feature up here, and then have like a small doodle with the notes. That is a cute idea. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. You were just writing that. Okay, the calligraphy is nice. I do love the calligraphy, and it definitely like, it's so far it's been the key font that we've brought into this theme, so it would make sense to carry it through, but the bubble letters would be cute. Like they would fit. I love doing patterned bubble letters, you know, like we did in Ivy's journal for September for her like baby girl month. Those patterned bubble letters were so cute. Or like Summer's gingerbread patterned letters that we did for December in Summer's journal. So I love doing that kind of thing. And I feel like, I mean, it would be the same patterns over and over, you know, it would be pretty predictable, but I do always love how that turns out. But yeah, we could do bubble letters and then just like choose a 4th of July doodle to go with the notes box or something. Thanks for the follow, Katie. We're talking about how to compose the rest of the page. So the title style, what font we want to do, size, and then where we want to put a doodle and what that doodle or doodles should be. That's what we're trying to figure out. Oh, yes, there is the puzzle piece. Okay. Wow, the puzzle piece literally just appeared on the screen. You had perfect timing. All right, user 363 gets to decide everything from here on out because it just saved our lives. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is like we could lock in a more like signature title style here. So like the big bubble letters with a pattern, keep that the same on every page, or the color changing calligraphy. I feel like that's kind of a statement piece as well. And then just change every week to a different 4th of July doodle down by the notes box. I feel like that's kind of what we did in the baseball month. Like, you know, we chose a big kind of statement piece for the title and then just rotated through doing different doodles each week. So we can do that again. Nothing wrong with that. And yes, it is 4th of July themed Prettyfuls. Okay, let me take a quick sip of tea here and then we'll get started. Thanks for the follow, Taylor. Oh yes, Gin Fountain, it's just TikTok will shut down the live if I don't swipe the puzzle piece in time, because that's its way of checking that you're human. And because my phone is up there where I don't really see the puzzle piece, we occasionally do miss it and get booted out of the live. So yesterday we missed it and the live ended, and so I had to start a new one. It's just always a pain, you know, when we get the momentum going and then we get kicked out. Hey Katie, white gel pens, I use the Languo P600B. I know that's a mouthful, but Languo is the brand and then they have a few different models, and the one that I like is the P600B. It's nice and thick, so it applies the ink very generously. Oh, fun, Anahi. Like, are you thinking a full year, like custom journal kind of thing? Crazy. Yes, I agree, Gina. The full like maximalist cover page was a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to look at. But my hand would die if we did that same thing on every single weekly page. So I'm definitely leaning towards the one key doodle kind of thing. Aw, that's such a great idea, Nahi. Yamil, I typically default to personalizing the week's worth of orders on my Thursday live stream and then packing them for the mail on Fridays, which I don't do that part on live because I just try to survive it. Oh, that's the different blue. Whoops. These blues look so similar, but maybe I'll just roll with it. Who cares? Yes, we will definitely use those popsicles for at least one of the weekly doodles. I think we're thinking a different doodle each week now. Yeah, see, like that's the kind of mistake that like, it wasn't what I intended to do, so it's a mistake in that sense, but am I gonna cover it? No, just roll with it. I feel like I make a lot of those mistakes, and sometimes I don't even tell you guys, I just keep going. All right, let's do the final letter. Hey, Candy Pie. Ooh, August's theme. Let me check my paper. August theme, back to school. Back to school. Question marks. I started doing these in 2020. And I did take a long break after having my first and then second child as well. So I haven't done them since about 2022, and then back in March of last year I started doing them again. And that's when I first started sharing them on TikTok. Before that I was just kind of posting the flip throughs to YouTube. And I tried to give it another shot using TikTok, and that's been a lot of fun. Thanks for the follow, Jessica. Yeah, this is not giving me quite as much ink as I want for these stripes. I'm gonna try my acrylic marker. Yeah, you're right. On the flag, they do go the other direction. I was just thinking of the bunting, and I feel like vertical stripes are just cuter. But is that bad? I know they go horizontal on the flag. I was just thinking of cuteness factor and what I did on the bunting already. Okay, as long as Americans aren't like horribly offended, then I'm gonna keep doing it this way. Okay, let me see, how does this, oh right, I'm supposed to shake these first. I know, I just feel like they look better on letters vertically. Yes, I am Canadian. Okay, I think we'll have to go over it a second time, but that's definitely the thickness that I was looking for. So we're gonna use this for the stripes, and then we'll still use a white gel pen for the stars. And then we will have to do a second coat of the stripes to get it a little bit more opaque. And all these pages are gonna take a little while to dry because of all that we've got going on the letters. So I think usually I, kind of do things in batches, and I would do all of the doodles at one time. But I think in this case, I might just do each page kind of on its own. So what doodle should we put on this page? I think I'll just, I might actually stamp notes on. Where's my, do I have one here that says notes? Yes. So I have all these titles. They are also in my handwriting, so they match the days of the week, months of the year, all that stuff. So I'll use my notes stamp here. Okay, maybe I'll just do the popsicle right away since we know that we want to do that. Let's do the popsicle right off the bat. Ooh, that was crisp. This is the first time I've used this stamp. Okay, so which color's on top for the pop? Oh, red. I see. I actually have a picture of it here on this page. So I'm going to, I know this is going to be hidden by color, but you know how they've kind of got those like divots in the middle? I'm just going to draw those in light gray so that they show up through the color a little bit. So the rocket pops, whatever you called them, pop bombs, bomb pops, rocket pops, pop it rocks, I don't know. And then I think this would be, Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Kim. I don't want to get flagged, so maybe I should refrain from calling them anything but rocket pops. There we go. Notes. Oh, I forgot to do a second coat of the white to let that dry. So we'll have to let that dry again before we can move on to the next page. That's a bummer. I meant to do that after stamping notes to give it like a second for the first coat to dry, but I forgot. And I'm sorry, I know I've been missing some questions in the comments. It's just because I've been looking down at the paper so much. So if there's a question that you've asked that has not been answered, or you just need me to answer it, feel free to ask it again. Thanks for the follow, Leah. Okay, let me take a quick sip of tea. I could do a flip through while it dries. What was the blue pen? The blue that I used here was Tombow 476. It's the dark blue that we've been using, so it's got the thick end and then the thin end as well. Oh, question marks. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It's funny because I took inspiration from one bullet journal creator who I thought we were friends. I did a theme inspired by hers in a custom journal because the customer explicitly asked me to, like sent me the picture, and I sent her the picture. I was like, isn't this so cute? She really wanted a theme similar to yours. And she got really offended that I had taken so much inspiration from her without asking her like in advance. Even though I tagged her in every post, I was talking her up the whole video like we were good friends. But for me, I was like, what do you mean you got offended? Like, that is the point of the content that I post. Like, I'm not trying to post the most creative, most out there themes. I'm trying to post doable things. Like, please copy them, because that's my whole brand, is making bullet journaling like doable and accessible. So anyways, that was a very unnecessary tangent. No, Mango's girl, she really is my friend. We're good. But it was just so bizarre because I was like, what are you talking about? Like, that is the entire purpose of my bullet journal content. Like, if you look back at my YouTube channel, it's like 5 easy April themes for you to copy. It's like, that's what I want people doing with my content. How are you offended that people are getting inspiration from yours? The markers for this month, some of them are Lyra Aqua Brush Duos, which you can get on Amazon. And then some of them, this one's a Tombow. I end up using a lot of these, but if you're looking for marker recommendations of what pack to get to start, I always recommend the Crayola Super Tips. I'm sorry for people who hear me say, you want me to do the lines the other way? Hold on, this is groundbreaking. You want me to do the lines the other way? I kind of agree, Gina. My only hesitation is that some of them got really close together. So it would look kind of funny having a shadow that kind of gets interrupted. But we could do like a black outline or something. You like them vertical? Vertical? I mean, I suppose I could alternate, but I like how the vertical looked, so I would stick to that if I weren't, if you guys weren't requesting specifically. Okay, vertical. Enough people are confirming the vertical thing that I'm just gonna stick with it. But sorry that I didn't run that by my dear Americans in the chat beforehand, because I just thought vertical is cuter than horizontal, so that's what I did. All right, we do need to do a second coat of that. Don't let me forget, but in the meantime, I think this page is probably dry enough that I could do the doodle down here. Which doodle are we gonna do this time? We could do another one of those little rockets that we did on the title page, or a firework like we did on the title page. We could do, yeah, Crayola Super Tips are super affordable. However, I would recommend at least the 100 pack, just because I don't know if the 50 pack has the cute colors. Like I guess it depends what kind of colors you like. I like muted nature tones, and I don't think the 50 pack has a lot of those, but the 100 pack and 150 do. So that's why I would go for the bigger pack, not because you need more markers, but just because the smaller the pack, the more like basic Roy G. Biv the color palette is, instead of being a little bit more exciting. Okay. Oh, firework. Yeah, good idea. Firework going that way. I haven't used any metallic markers in this one. The white one that I've been using on here is Artex, an acrylic marker. So that one's a different style. Little rocket or hat. You can never have too many markers. Yeah, I am not actually very much of a marker hoarder. I only have what I use. Okay, so this hat, pinwheel, someone said. Okay, I don't have a pinwheel little doodle saved. And you know how dependent I am on my reference photos. Okay, this hat that you guys talk about, is it red stripes with a blue band with some stars on it? Because I have a picture of one here. I have a picture like that one, the striped one that repeats a few times. Okay. See, I actually don't have that many markers. Well, okay, that's not true. I own a lot of markers, but I give most of them to my toddler and keep I'd say probably 100 or less that I actually use on a regular basis down here, which I feel like isn't a lot for how long I've been getting free bullet journaling supplies from brands, because that truly is where all of my markers come from. And I don't say that to sound entitled. I say that to say, like, you don't need that many markers. There's no way I would have that many markers if they weren't just being dumped on me, you know? Which I appreciate, but it's an unhealthy amount of markers that I wouldn't want everyone to feel like they need to have to start bullet journaling, because that's not true. All right. Then we'll do the little band that's gonna have some white gel pen start. Oh, I need to do a second coat on those white stripes before I even move on here. We're doomed. Second coat of white. Thank you, Pretty Fools. It still looks a little bit pinky, but I have no idea how many coats I would need to do to achieve like stark white, so I think we might just roll with it. Thanks, Nicole. Okay, and then let's keep working on the hat. Oh, favorite markers ever. You know, at this point, I would say I've gotten spoiled, and I really do love the Tombos. Is that true? Tombo's my favorite. Probably, but mostly because they're color variation. I love the Lyra Aqua Brush Duo, but they just don't have very many muted colors, and that's what I mostly use. So I'm going to say the Tombos are probably my current favorite. But there are some Crayola Super Tips colors that I just can't find anywhere else, and they were like my favorite colors, but I ran them out so quickly because I used them for everything. Oh, I should do the the white stars on the hat here. Oh yeah, that is my husband. Sorry, someone asked that earlier and I was too busy drawing to actually speak it aloud, but yeah, that's my husband. He plays guitar, mostly bass, but he did get an electric guitar as well more recently that he's fiddling with. All right, I'm gonna gently move on to the next page and just make sure I don't press down yet because I know that we've still got some wet paint setting on the other page. And sorry again, I've been missing comments. If there are ones that I should answer, Nicole or another moderator, would you mind pinning them? I'm just definitely in a look down at my paper kind of zone right now. But I don't want to be ignoring people. There's a lot of comments to scroll through to find, you know, what questions I should come back to. And thank you guys for all the comments, by the way. I appreciate the engagement. Yes, the Tombos are expensive. I know, that's why I always recommend just buying a huge pack of Crayola Super Tips. You can buy like the 100 pack for the price of 2 or 3 Tombow markers. And then if you find that there are colors that you really want that the Crayola Super Tips just don't have for you, then go buy like 1 Tombow at a time to fill in the gaps in your collection. That is what I recommend. And that is how I started. I started off with only the Crayola Super Tips and a single fine liner that I got at Walmart. And that was enough for me. I started my YouTube channel. I started my little custom bullet journal business with only that. And it wasn't until like months later that I started getting sent other things. But I survived a long time with just very minimal supplies. And they're great. Notes. All right, what kind of doodle are we doing here? Yes, Journal Say has the cheapest Tombows that I've been able to find. We could do... yes, I do sometimes. The reason I don't use them a whole lot is because I gave them to my toddlers, so they're upstairs. So I don't use them a lot anymore in custom bullet journals, but I used to use only Super Tips in my custom journals. Yeah, and I still do use them sometimes, like the red that we used. What month was that? Oh, this month was a Super Tip. Right? Was it that month? I don't know. We've used Super Tips at least once in this journal, and I use them, like my current February color palette in my own journal has a Super Tip. Anyways, hot dogs, fries, the balloon dog. Okay. I do not House of Rose. Nope, I just Letter from the Heart. Balloon dog. Okay, we could try the balloon dog. And then, where is the balloon dog? I know I had a picture of one. See you, Gail. Thanks for joining. Where's the balloon dog? I had one that had a pattern on. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Let's do the balloon dog. The cheapest Tombows, at least from what I can tell, Journal Say is where I usually get mine from. And I mean, that said, those are also gifted, but those are the cheapest that I have seen in my searching. Oh yeah, second coat. You're right. I don't know about Mr. Penn's current marker offerings. I worked with them a few years ago, and at that point they did not have water-based markers. They had really good fine liners. I really liked their fine liners, and actually their white gel pens were surprisingly good. But yeah, they didn't have just like a good go-to marker set at that point, but that was years ago. They may have expanded by now. Just Call Me Kim. I've done a couple of those in past years when I was doing a lot of customs. I'm not opposed to doing them, but the thing is I don't have a template kind of preset for those. So if you order something like that, it's more up to you to kind of break down, okay, we'll use this many pages for this kind of thing, this many for that. Versus with the more standard ones, I kind of give you, you know, you have room to choose X number of monthly and X number of yearly. You know, I kind of guide you more on how to disperse the pages so that the journal, everything fits where you want it. But yeah. Oh, I was gonna do these striped so that I didn't have to draw the white gel pen stripes on. That's what I was thinking. Whoops. Okay, well, let's do that now. Then we'll do some little stars on the blue. Stripes on the red. I'm gonna get a slightly darker red to define the different sections a little bit. If I have a darker red. Actually, I think all my other reds might be more like maroon, so maybe I'll just dig in a little bit more with this one. All right, there we go. Cute little balloon dog. I'll add a few stars by him. Okay, now I am feeling like the July lettering does need some kind of shadow, drop shadow. But yeah, because some of the letters got really close, like over here, I'm thinking maybe a black line that actually like hugs the letter instead of a gray line with a bit of a gap, you know? What do you think? I think for the next doodle, we're gonna do a firework because that's the actual week of 4th of July. Yes, I do sell the days, months, and headings. These are all for sale on the Contact Crafts website. I have a link in my bio. Because yes, they are my handwriting, but I don't sell them here in my own shop. They sell them for me, and then I get some royalties and an extra little commission if you use my link. So feel free to use the link in my bio if you're interested in those handwritten stamps. I could completely outline in black. The thing is, we haven't used a stitch of black in this theme, so I'm hesitant to bring it in at all. But I feel like they need something. Okay, but we've got some people who are team as is. Okay. I really like how this month is shaping up though. As is, as is, as is. This is tricky. I know, I feel like it's missing something. I used a dark gray to make the boxes. Which, yeah, I did think of that. I could use that, but I don't know if that would even be quite the pop that I'm looking for. Okay. Notes. I'm gonna put this stamp away now because we are done with it. Yeah, I don't think I have a great darker red option. That's the thing. Like, I kind of jumped from this red to like maroon burgundy kind of thing, you know? I don't know if I want to fill the space around these because I feel like the letters kind of are the design and it would get too busy if I fill the whole space around with stars and designs, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Let's do a firework over here. I'll do one of these. I found your new addiction. Yeah, I know. Journals say it's a trap. That's for sure. Get sucked in there. All right, we'll do, I don't want to make this firework too huge, which is kind of the challenge with fireworks because obviously they grow every layer. Oh, whoops, I wanted to use the darker blue. That is the exact same blue, isn't it? Oh, I need to do a second coat of red, or white on the red, don't I? Okay, that is our last weekly spread. Let me go ahead and take this. Oh, where am I? Okay. I just want to log into my Shopify really quick because, well, my computer decided to sign me out of everything and force a Windows update. So I'm just going to log in because I want to see if we should personalize some orders tonight. Okay. This is where we're at with July. I'll flip through the month and then I can flip through the rest of the journal if we would like. But yeah, I'm not sure now about those letters because I don't think I want to bring black in. Like we haven't brought it in anywhere. If I bring it in here, I want to bring it in here and possibly also here, you know, to carry it through. I feel like it's missing something, but I'm not sure what to add. Oh, it sent an authentication code to my phone, and my phone is is filming this live. Maybe I can get it on my iPad. So yeah, I'm not sure if I want to add anything to the letters yet. Definitely still on the table, but let me show you what we've got so far. So July, we did this for the title page, very busy, very full, a cleaning tracker, 2-page calendar. We went with color changing calligraphy and a bunting. And then these are the weekly spreads, which we just finished. So we kept the lettering the same on every page and then did a different little doodle. So the 4th actually falls on this week. So we have the fireworks. Then we did this little balloon dog just for fun, the hat, and then that popsicle. So that is how July turned out. This authentication code, only went to my phone. Okay, maybe I can just check Shopify on my iPad. That's a brilliant idea. So while I'm trying to figure this out, I'm gonna do a not very much talking flip through here and try to sign into my Shopify at the same time because we have a little bit of time. So we could either, it's gonna send me an authentication code too. So I was thinking we could possibly pack some orders because I won't have time for a normal live stream tomorrow. I might try to squeeze one in somewhere, but my husband and I were hoping to go to IKEA and my mom was gonna watch our kids. But yeah, then that would take up most of the time that I would normally be live because she would watch them kind of from late afternoon until we get back in the evening. So I'm not totally sure where to fit a live stream tomorrow. I can't without, it pauses the live, so I could do that. I don't know if I'm desperate enough. I can't decide if I actually want to start packing orders because we wouldn't have a lot of time for it anyways. So I'm trying to decide what to prioritize. If we should just plan August and then make time to pack, like to do a live tomorrow where I can personalize the journals, or if I should do a few tonight. May, the prompt was library and iced coffee. Thanks, Sherry. Or not Sherry. June, we had a baseball theme. I really like how the little baseball doodles turned out. Pleasantly surprised by that month. And then July is what we just did. So 4th of July, this is what we literally just finished working on. Still not sure about that, what to add there, but we'll figure it out. Okay, planning August. Why don't we just plan August? I wouldn't get through very many orders anyways, I don't think. So I'm gonna have to find a time to personalize those for you guys. At some point. So let's figure out some ideas for August. Kristine is not here, so we will be flexible if she wants to make any changes. But back to school was the prompt. So let me head over to Pinterest and look for some back to school doodles. Ooh, that's very cute. I'm just gonna save this to my bullet journal board while we're here. Wait, there we go. Bullet journal, nice. Okay, back to school doodles. So when I think back to school, I'm thinking of all those like stationery themes that, I forgot to add the keyword. Stationery themes that people often do, but I wanna look for other ideas as well. Just keep our options open. Yeah, so stuff like this comes to mind. These are good doodle ideas, just the art style is throwing me off a little bit. Let's see here. Books, backpacks, notebooks. Okay, these are cute doodles. Ooh, I like this artist, whoever this is. Very cute. Freya, or that's at least the person who shared it. Let's see. Just sipping some more tea here. 1 sec. Back to school. And I'm sorry, I can't see any comments while I'm looking on Pinterest, so I'll get to your comments in a sec. Okay. Okay, I feel like we have a decent amount of ideas. So let me flip through our ideas. And then we can find a title page that might work. I need to go full screen with the doodles here, or the screenshots. Okay. So these are the ideas that came up on Pinterest. So lots of it was art supplies, but like rulers, notebooks, like we wouldn't need to go directly the art class route, like the paint palette and stuff. But I feel like lots of this overlaps with other school subjects as well. Pencils, books, rulers. This one again, like a backpack, laptop, notebooks, that kind of stuff. Yeah, similar. Globe, backpacks. You know. These are very cute. I like this art style. Princey. Nice, Princey. Yeah, more of that. Okay. So those are the basic ideas that I got from Pinterest. Let me head back into Pinterest once again to now find a cover page layout. So I peeked onto TikTok for a second. Oh, whoops. This is what I'm trying to do. Get out of here, into here. And saw, what did you guys say you liked? School bus, one person said. Globe, paper airplanes. So I think globe and paper airplanes might be a little bit too like general on their own, like they're not directly back to school. We would have to run that by Kristine before locking that in, I think. But I like the ideas. This is very cute. I'm just going to scroll down from here and look for a layout that could work with some of the doodles that we are considering. I feel like we could do this kind of thing, but have, instead of stamps, have like notebooks, and they could even be labeled with subjects or something, and then have like pencils, pens, scissors, just kind of have a few notebooks scattered for different subjects, and then writing utensils. Ooh, could we repurpose something like this to be back to school? We totally could, hey? I don't know if we'd keep the clouds and the little things hanging down, but I feel like this idea is very cute. And then, yeah, we could do like the top of someone's desk with like a notebook and a pencil. And then, yeah, one of them could have like a school bus or something. Just kind of take a few little school-related snapshots and put them in there. That's an idea. Okay. Okay, why? Okay, this would be very similar. I just want to screenshot it. I don't know if I would offer those as two separate options in a poll because they're very similar, but I'm liking that kind of base idea for the back to school theme. Let's see here. What is going on, Pinterest? Let's see if I just go home. Okay, I'm just gonna go out of Pinterest and come back in. I'm gonna check TikTok for a sec just to see what you guys are thinking. Angela, people really like Angela, dude. Backpack dumping supplies down the page. Okay, that's cute. Okay, now let me pop back into Pinterest and see if it is functioning better. Okay, I'm just gonna click on one of these and see what comes up underneath. I feel like something like this could be cute with like, oh, didn't mean to turn that off. I meant to screenshot it. Like just kind of sectioning off a part. I like the gingham background, but then having, yeah, like notebooks, composition books, pens, scissors, that kind of stuff lying on top. That's cute. And I want to look for something that could represent the backpack dumping on the page here. Man, people have done so many cute bullet journal themes. It's crazy. Let me see. I just want something that would kind of take the space of a backpack dumping out supplies. But I feel like I'm just gonna take this as like that kind of shape, you know, a backpack upside down, dumping supplies over there, and then the title for the month up there. That one's very vague. Let me come back into TikTok for a second. Alrighty. So again, Kristine isn't here. So we may need to change some of this depending what she thinks when she sees it. But let me remind you of the inspiration that we have for this month. And then we're going to vote on a title page composition. So inspiration that we found, lots of this kind of thing with like pens, pencils, notebooks, backpacks, globes. Yeah, again, scissors, calculator, ruler, kind of school related stationery, lots of that. Okay, and then when it comes to the composition, so we take some of these kind of doodles and arrange it in one of the following ways. So option one is going to be this kind of thing where each of these stamps would be replaced with like a notebook for a school subject. And then the flowers would be replaced with the stationery items like pencils, markers, scissors, that kind of stuff. So we would kind of scatter the page with big items and small items similar to this cover, but obviously it would look completely different. That's going to be option one. We'll vote in a second here. This or this is going to be option 2, just kind of the computer screen-ish vibe. I know they're a little bit like, they're obviously not exactly the same, but it's same kind of vibe. And then we could have some school-related doodles in some of the windows. Yeah, that kind of thing. These I'm going to combine into one idea to be option 2. Option 3 is going to be section off part of the page. Again, school supplies in the foreground, and then I like the gingham background. That would be option 3. And if a moderator wants to start a 4-option poll, that would be lovely, just 1 minute. But this one, I know it doesn't look like it, but this is going to represent our backpack, dumping out supplies, and then a title up here. So those are the 4 options. Let me just check and see if there's a poll up. Oh, there is. Okay, let me talk through them one more time while the poll is up. So the poll is that blue and white icon right under my name. Please cast your votes in there. Option 1, these stamps become notebooks and the flowers become stationery items. That's option 1. Option 2 is this or this. I'm kind of combining them into one idea, a sort of computer home screen feel, but used school supplies as some of the doodles inside the windows. Option 3, gingham background, school supplies in the foreground. And then option 4, backpack, dumping out school supplies, title up here. Those are your options. Poll might be over, but 1, 2 in 2 parts, 3, or 4. Let me come back to TikTok so I can see what we're thinking. Oh, wow. Option 4 by a landslide. Okay, cool. We will double check that with Kristine, I think, before we actually put the pen to the paper, because I wouldn't get very far on it anyways tonight. So I don't think it's really worth starting. I do wish I could get into my Shopify because I would consider doing a couple of orders, but maybe I should just be done. What about 4, but put the backpack in the top corner? Okay, yeah, we could do that. That's fine. You guys are gonna have to remind me of this on Monday though, or whenever we work on this next when Kristine's here. Because yeah, I might forget. So backpack in the top, and then supplies dumping out, and then maybe the title down here. Is that kind of more what we're picturing? Stephanie, I'm really not sure yet because like I was saying, we are actually planning to go to the city tomorrow and do some shopping, but that would mean that I would be gone kind of during both of my typical live stream windows, because it would be late afternoon until we get back in the evening. So I'm trying to think, I could possibly just do like a shorter live earlier in the afternoon and just put my boys down a little bit early. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna do a quick flip through here and then I think we'll call it a night. Yeah, it would be easier to draw the backpack, you're right. So yeah, I'm really not sure about tomorrow. I would consider just skipping the live, but I realize I do need to personalize people's orders from this week, and I don't want to leave that to Friday because then that means I have to leave packing everything to Saturday and doing my shipping day on Saturday, which I really try not to do. So yes, I will try to find a window for a live stream tomorrow, but it will probably be just more of a surprise. I'm going live right now to pack a few orders and then I gotta hustle out. I could definitely pause to go into Shopify, but I should be ending my live pretty soon anyways. Maybe I will. Okay, let me finish the flip through. Here's the thing, no, it's not too late to order for this week, Monique. No way, we'll pack that up for you and get it sent out with all of the other orders. Thanks for the likes. We're already in May here. June's baseball theme. And then 4th of July theme for July. House of Rose, I only do A5. So yeah, that is where we're at right now. I think my favorite month might still be January. I think my favorite title page is probably January. Although I do like, I don't know, I don't even like dogs, but April's weekly spreads I really like for some reason. But anyways, I am going to just pause my live for a second here to read my here. And now see if I can remember it enough to enter it. Log in, please. Oh, it took longer than 5 minutes. Okay, so now I need to try it again. I thought maybe they would still accept that code, but it was too long ago. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it one more time. Actually, that time it was still in the pop-up. I didn't even think it popped up last time. Okay, this should work to get me in there. I know, I do love March as well. Glitching out for the pause. What? Another authentication code? I just did that. Okay. Okay. All right, I think I got it for real now. It's because I didn't do the first one fast enough. It's making me do some cartwheels here to get through this. No, I just want to go to my store. How do I do that? There we go. Oh, Shopify. You are... Give me a headache, that's all. Alrighty. So I don't have a ton of orders, but I may as well start them today because tomorrow is going to be a tighter window. So why not? We'll start with... Well, this was me trying so hard not to say the codes out loud so that I would remember them because I know you're not supposed to share that kind of information. Okay, B grade, hand-drawn, petal pink. Okay. Order 1537 is up first here. Let me grab that B grade journal. $15.37. Aw. Thanks, you guys. No puzzle piece. Thank you. Thank you for your order, Rebecca. That was $15.37 for Rebecca E. Okay. $15.38. This is one of my longest viewers that I know of from my OG YouTube channel days. Okay, she wants 2 Glacier Blue B grade empty journals, 2 espresso empty journals, 2 petal pink. Oh no, 1 espresso, 2 petal pink empty journals. Okay, all empty journals, 2 blue, 2 pink, 1 brown. Okay, lovely, lovely. And I think I'm just gonna slide an extra brown one in there for her because this is my Melissa. She's been around forever. Thank you, Melissa, for your order. This is order 1538, and I know she's got big plans for each journal for like gifting and using. So these are gonna be well used journals. Thank you for your order, Melissa. Let me tuck this. Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. I kept that one on the screen. Yes. So she just ordered a bunch of my B grade journals, empty journals, for her. But these are all B grades, so they're all discounted, roughly 50% off of the original price. They have small blemishes. You can see what the blemish is on the blue ones here. But yeah, they're still fully functional. So that is what Melissa ordered. And that was $15.38. For $15.39, I'm gonna grab a Petal Pink pre-made journal. And this one is not B grade, but it doesn't have any personalization. So yes, the B grade journals are like the oopsie journals. So most of them just have like one very small blemish, but I just don't feel like I can sell them for full price, you know? Ashley, yes, I believe there's still a couple listed on my site. And if there's not, I probably have a couple more that I can add, but just haven't yet because I've forgotten. This was $15.39, an empty, or sorry, a pre-made journal, but no personalizations. Thank you for your order. $15.40. We do have some personalizations. Let me grab that Glacier Blue. And I didn't cut any gold foil for today because I wasn't planning on packing orders. So the gold foil I'll have to save for a different time. But this one does have a gold foil cover design. Oh yeah, Terry. I listed too many B grades one time. And so some people just got normal journals who ordered a B grade because I don't know how that happened. I miscounted, so I just sent out regular ones instead of B grade. So you might have been one of those. Or there might be a subtle issue, like some of them, if the bookmarks start pulling loose, I count that as B grade, but then I glue them back in, so you can't even tell. Espresso and Petal, yeah, and that's all the B grade that I have right now for pre-made journals. So yeah, that's correct. That's up to date. Okay, did I check this one over? Lucky you. Okay, so this one does have a cover design, but we can't do that right now. Name page, we can do Aubrey Danielle, and the design is ocean. Would love a couple scuba divers. Oh, that could be very cute. Yeah, no kidding. I should have just like bent over the front page so that you couldn't tell that it wasn't a B grade. Scuba divers, that could be very cute, but I'm gonna have to visit Pinterest on this one. Let's see here. I actually love the scuba divers idea because I'm thinking just like a silhouette kind of thing. Scab divers. Oh boy. Was that autocorrect or was that honestly me? Scuba divers doodle. Okay, and I'm just thinking like kind of a silhouette of a scuba diver. I have an exact Pinterest pin in my head that I saved to my bullet journal board, but it would be, I saved it so many years ago that I know I would never find it on there. So I'm trying to look for something similar, but I am not seeing it. It was cute. It was cute artsy, not just whatever these are. I don't know, maybe something like that. But it wasn't like clip art, like it was very cute. I can visualize it in my mind. Okay, this isn't really giving me what I was looking for, but I guess we'll just roll with it. Oh yeah, it probably would let me search within my boards. I just don't even know what it would be captioned in my boards, you know, because it was, but I could try that. You're totally right. I just feel like rushing at this point. Okay, so the name, she didn't say anything about colors. Aubrey, of course, if you're here, let us know. Ocean, scuba divers. I think I'm going to use navy for the silhouette of the scuba divers, and then like a softer blue to add some bubbles. And then I feel like a yellow could pair with that nicely for like the name. Maybe I'll do that. Or I could do blue and then use yellow for some of like fish or something. Yellow for air tanks and masks. Yeah. Maybe I will use the blue for her name and for the bubbles. Because she chose a glacier blue journal, so since she didn't request any specific colors, this is like all that I know of her colors wise. So I'll just stick with this since it's kind of safe. So let's do Aubrey with an I at the end. This is such a nice soft blue. I'm gonna go over that again, but I want to write in her Aubrey Danielle. I want to let that dry a tiny bit and then add another coat of the blue to the bottom of the Danielle to kind of finish the ombre off. All right. I've definitely considered it, Inga. I just always feel like I have too many ideas. Products I would love to design, classes I would love to teach, but I just don't have the time to bring any of these ideas to fruition. So I just kind of stick with my system that's already running, you know? All right, there is her name. Now let's do a couple of scuba divers. I'm just gonna make them small. I could probably do them on Skillshare. Yeah. I'm copying some of the silhouettes from that one picture that I picked, but just doing them really small so that I don't need to add a whole lot of detail. Skillshare is like just a platform with a bunch of online classes. Lots of them have to do with art or like technical stuff like coding, computer stuff, videography, that kind of thing. They've got a bunch of classes in those sort of niches. I don't really know what other kinds of classes that they have, but I know they've got just a wide variety. All right. And I guess maybe I should do with the scuba like mask thing on too, because I don't know what color hair she's got. She wants this to represent her and her husband. I don't know what they look like, so I'm gonna put this wetsuit has a mask, and I'm gonna do some yellow goggles, and then because I don't know what they look like. Okay, that's gonna be scuba diver number 1. Ooh, no puzzle piece this time. Thank you. Oh yeah, sorry, Rahi. So like I've done custom journals like this that people requested to be reading journals, but I don't like have a reading journal that I made and sell, you know? Oh, it's pronounced Ray. Okay, sorry. I've never seen that one before. Nice to meet ya. Yeah, I bet. Scab divers. Yeah, that was funny. I have no idea if I genuinely searched that or if that was autocorrect doing me dirty. Yes, I was thinking I should add a few yellow fish. I'm just gonna do like small fish because of how small I made the scuba divers, you know? So instead of doing like heavy detail on like, you know, specific types of fish, I'm just gonna do small little fish and then yes, a bunch of bubbles. But we'll do a little school of fish over here. These look like fishy crackers. And then I'm just gonna add a bunch of sparkle or bubbles and call it a day. Not long at all, Chloe. I should be signing off any second here. Alrighty. Let me add, I know you guys can't really see those bubbles, but they're definitely visible. It's just a very soft blue that does not show up well on the camera. Come on now, white gel pen. What's gotten into you today? Oh yes, you can see a close up. There we go. And I need to mark this one for gold foil because she did order a gold foil cover design, but I didn't cut it in advance today because I was not planning to pack orders on live. So I'm gonna just mark it for gold foil. That was order 1540 from Aubrey. Thank you so much for your order, Aubrey. She wanted a monogram of her AD, and I forget what the other one was. I already exited that screen. Okay, I'm just gonna keep grabbing orders until I get to another personalization one. I'm not gonna personalize another journal tonight because it's too late for that. But I do have the next one anyways. It does not have personalization, so I may as well bin it. This is 1541 for Shelby. Thank you, Shelby, for your order. 41. Oh, 1542 was Yamil. Thanks for your order, Yamil. And Yamil ordered a B grade petal pink pre-made journal. So I'll grab that for her. I don't even know what the, oh, this is your blemish, Yamil. Everything else is fine. You just have an ink spot from who knows where. Other than that, you've got a perfectly fine, functional bullet journal. That was 1542. Oh, the dive one? Yes, I do. I can grab that. Then 43, we've got an espresso pre-made journal. Oh, sorry. I just hit the shelf with the bin because I was already trying to grab the next thing. Here's how the scuba diver one turned out for Aubrey. And then 1543, we had an espresso pre-made journal for Danielle with no personalizations. Thank you for your order, Danielle. You know, I meant to say sorry to you guys. Just, I always feel bad making obnoxious sounds when I'm on live, like sipping my tea. I always feel self-conscious, but I want tea, so I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay, Angela has a B grade espresso brown, but we can pretend I was apologizing to the shelf. That works too. Okay, this is 1544. Thank you for your order, Angela. And then we've got 1545 from Antonia, a petal pink pre-made journal. Petal pink. And this one does have a few charms, but I have hardly any more left. I don't even know if any of them need substantial personalization. Like I could just get through all of these tonight if they're not heavily personalized. Let me see here. Okay, now I do have one that's gonna need a name page and everything. Okay, so maybe I won't do, this one's gonna be 1545, but she needs charms, so I'm not actually gonna do it now, but I already got it in the bin. And then 1546 I'll grab, that's a petal pink B grade hand-drawn journal. And then from orders that I currently have, I only have 3 that need to be personalized. So that could just fit into a nice short live stream tomorrow, maybe like early afternoon or late evening, depending exactly when we go to the city. But that will be my plan then, to just do, I probably won't have time to stick around to work on Kristine's journal more, just because of the plan for the day. Yeah, I ran into the shelf with the bin.
I just wanted to make sure nothing hit the house because of the wind.
Oh yeah, no, we're good.
Glad you're doing okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll try to swing a short live stream tomorrow, but it won't be regular length. We won't be able to work on Angela. Angela is the one who's I just packed Kristine's journal anymore. Ray, I have 2 options. The ones that I'm personalizing for Kristine, these ones do have blank pages, but then the other option, which I would flip through it, but I just pulled my camera up. If you check out my page, you'll see it all over the place because it's my main product that I share and talk about. It's like a coloring book and a planner all in one. So it's like a bullet journal that you color in, but I did the designs for you. So I have both of those 2 options, blank, or I call it like my pre-made journal. So anyways, thank you guys so much for joining tonight. If you do like to know when I'm going to be live, connect with me on Instagram. I always share my updates and my plans on there. If you would like to catch the replay for any of these lives, I always upload them to YouTube, typically the next day. So feel free to check those out as well. And yeah, I will see you in some capacity tomorrow, and then probably not again until next week. So I hope you guys have a good evening, and I will see you guys soon.